Movie Review by Rob. Rob here. You might have seen my little video I did last night. It was too late to do a review coming out of the show, but I do have to get to work within an hour, so I wanted to get this review at least recorded so I could try to get it up either before I go to work or right after. Because I know a lot of you are interested in what this movie is about, or at least not what it's about, but how it is. Because it's directed by, of course I'm talking about Grown Ups. That was the big one this week. I didn't see Night and Day. I heard mixed reviews about it. But Grown Ups is that, you know, it's that Happy Madison Productions. You know, you always look forward to films like that, like Don't Mess with the Zohan, or Billy Madison, or Happy Gilmore, of course. And this is the next one by director Derek Dugan, I believe is the name. He is the director of Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy, Dennis Dugan, my apologies. Big Daddy, I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry, all of those films. So of course this movie I was kind of looking forward to because it really brings all of these talented comedians together. I mean, you have all on the screen at the same time. You have Chris Rock, you have David Spade, Rob Schneider, Kevin James, and of course Adam Sandler. Thrown into the mix some other great talent like there's guest appearances by Steve Buscemi, by Tim Meadows. Chris Farley's brother, I believe, even makes a cameo in it as well as Salma Hayek plays the role of Adam Sandler's wife. But overall, talent-wise, there's a lot of talent in this movie. Plot, it's about 5 childhood friends from a summer camp basketball league that when they were kids in the 70s won a championship, and upon the death of their coach 30 years later, they all reunite to commemorate his his life as a coach and just reunite together at this summer camp. So overall, I mean, the plot is pretty basic. However, this movie in general feels a little like when you see how many actors there are in it, like comedian actors, and you think of all the films that they have made collectively over the past, 10, 15 years, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, all of these films, and they all appear, even Rob Schneider's like The Animal and Hot Chick and all, if you saw one in a movie, if it was headlined by one actor, there's a good chance that those other actors would appear in it. And I know like Kevin James jumped into the mix recently with like a Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry and all, which wasn't a horrible movie. It was a little underrated. I think it was funnier than I thought it was going to be, but either way. But back to Grown Ups. I think the problem is you headline this movie with these 5 top great comedians, and you really expect that you're going to get something like amazing. And it's rated PG-13, and the running time is almost 2 hours. Or at least, I think if it's not 2 hours, it felt like it was 2 hours. Let's see if we could find that for you. Because we went to a midnight show. I didn't get into the car until about 2 o'clock. No, it doesn't say the running time. However, it felt like a very long movie, and that doesn't work very well when of course, coming to comedies. Other than that, like editing-wise, it felt very choppy, and it felt like this was full of like one-liners, like jokes, and then it would just abruptly go to the next scene. They were supposed to be there for a weekend, but the weekend felt like it was 2 weeks long. The amount of setups for jokes took a very long time, and some of them just didn't pay off. And in general, I just think I wanted and I know it sounds bad, but I wanted a raunchier comedy. I wanted a really funny comedy, and not to say there wasn't some like brief, almost raunchy moments, because it is PG-13, but it's like where they could have taken it further, they didn't. And another talent I think that could have been used in this is, it feels like, now this could have been to an advantage or a disadvantage, but they all were playing themselves, it felt like, except for Rob Schneider, who's playing this like weird, whimsical, like caring, I love older women character. But David Spade was just playing the I'm single and I'm never going to settle down and I had sex with tons of women character. Adam Sandler's the caring yet important businessman type character. Kevin James is the goofy father character, and Chris Rock was just... Chris Rock was a little bit... Chris Rock wasn't as raunchy as... You would think he would use his talents to be really funny and raunchy, but instead he was just like a he played the women's role in a relationship or in a marriage where he cooks and cleans and he's not appreciated. So I guess it's kind of a character, but it just doesn't work for Chris Rock. So in general, I think like everybody wasn't used to their full ability. The cameos were funny. Steve Buscemi was probably the funniest part to me, but overall the plot was very generic. It was very, I mean, you could guess what was going to happen. So, I mean, I recommend, if you're a big fan of these people, you're probably going to like it regardless. You're going to like, you know, some of the things, but if you're really looking for one of those old school type comedies, like the ones I've all mentioned, and thinking you're going to get that, I talked about this in past reviews. I think these actors are giving up on that, and like Adam Sandler with doing like bedtime stories and stuff, he's just getting away from what he used to be really good at. Not saying like, I mean, Click was really good, and it had a mixture of family moments and raunchy comedy and stuff, but it's just he's going the family route, and it looks like he's taking everybody with him. So hope to see like more raunchy and better comedies from them in the future. Not saying this was the worst movie ever, like it was but it just wasn't that old school Adam Sandler comedy that I was really looking for. So out of 5, I would probably give this about a 2.5, 3. I mean, like I said, it was very cool to see all of these actors in one space, but I just didn't feel like they were used to their full potential. So coming out next week, I think it's kind of a dry week for movies. This summer has been like, does anybody else feel like there isn't that many like must-see movies? Like usually there's like so many movies I'm looking forward to. I know there's Predators, and I know there's, okay, like Twilight Eclipse comes out next week, and Space Chimps 2. July 2nd is The Last Airbender, but the more and more I see advertisements and previews for it, the more it looks like a kid's movie. So I'm kind of hesitant on that. And then of course July 9th is Predators and Despicable Me, which I already saw and did a review for Despicable Me and thought it was excellent. So that's where we're up to right now. Thank you for watching, and leave comments, questions, subscribe if you want more weekly reviews from me. And sorry I had to rush this one. So talk to you guys later.